Then watch me do it again. Tell 'em I can't take no loss. My team hold no L's, no. Aiming for the top, can't make it by myself. I ain't taking no loss. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. I ain't taking no loss. Look, I'ma always win. We already know that we the coldest.
Oh, what is going on, NYYU fam? How you doing out there? Smacky that likey, hitty that subby. As we approach 50,000 subscribers, I appreciate each and every one of you. Yankees manager Aaron Boone. We've been talking about him here for quite some time, as many Yankee fans are now kind of catching up to what right here at NYYU we have been saying for years now, that there's obviously a larger problem at play with this club. And now you got a lot of Yankee fans who are starting to say, I get it. I see it too now. Boone and leadership are a real problem on this team. I remember a few years back when Hal Steinbrenner blamed the players, and you would sit back and sit there and go, okay, yeah, for that year, they are the guys playing on the field and this and that. We all understand that, but since 2018, players have changed. Players have changed and changed and changed and changed and changed. But it's odd to everybody that the same issues are still in play. Fundamentals. They're all over the place for the New York Yankees. And for some odd reason, you would believe that a guy that is proclaimed to be, I'm a baseball guy, bro, you would think this would be very easily fixed, right? Hell, I've seen past players come out as soon as today, come out and talk about, but Boone, he puts on that front to the media, so they kind of see that, they ease up on the players and they whatever. But then behind closed doors, he talks about it, he gets him in line, he does this, he does that. Does he? And here's my question to those people that say that. Cameron Maybin the other day talked about, well, he's such a nice guy. Never mentioned why he's a good manager. Just said he's a nice guy. That's it. He's a nice guy. Means, he should get a job forever. He's a nice guy. Today, I forgot what player it was, but somebody came out. They said exactly what I was just saying before, that behind closed doors, he get on you and make sure you know what you're doing. Here's my question. If that is happening, how effective is it? Well, spoiler alert, it's not effective. It doesn't work. Because the same problems we are faced with, we face it every single year with this manager. Now, the question today is Aaron Boone on the hot seat? You guys heard me make a video the other day when I said, hey, look, at the end of the day, for the 2025 season, Brian Cashman went out there and did his thing. Let's be honest, there's even people still going, well, he could have went for the bigger names. He could have, woulda, shoulda. He did. At the end of the day, Brian Cashman cleaned up the Yankees bullpen. Results, whatever that's going to be, we're going to find out. Didn't get off to a great start. I understand that. But he added big names to the Yankees bullpen. He also went out there and cleared up the Yankees defense a bit when it comes to guys like Ryan McMahon at third base. Caballero is pretty good wherever you play him. I know. Missed the ball in right field. I know. But the bench has gotten a lot better. These are all pieces for the Yankee manager to navigate. Now, where the New York Yankees currently stand, that is pretty scary because I can't even pull up division leaders right now. I got to look at the wild card specifically because that is where the New York Yankees currently stand, as of course, the Toronto Blue Jays are in first place. In second place are the first team in the wild card, the Boston Red Sox, followed by the New York Yankees, who have lost 3 straight. Texas, who the Yankees play today, they got 3 in a row against them. They're not far back from a wild card spot. Kansas City, 7-3 over the last 10. They're getting hot. Cleveland not far behind. You can never really ever count the Rays out. But the Yankees schedule also gets pretty damn tough, folks. You're taking a look at it alone just this month right here. You look at the rest of August, you got 3 against Texas, 3 against the Astros, the Twins okay, the Cardinals okay, 2 against Tampa, 4 against the Boston Red Sox, 3 against the Nationals, 4 against the White Sox. You better win the games that you have to win. I'll just tell the Yankees that right now. September comes around, you got 3 against the Astros, 3 against the Blue Jays, 3 against the Tigers, 3 against the Red Sox, and then you better make up ground by winning all these series without a question. 3 against the Twins, 4 against the Orioles, 3 against the White Sox, 3 against the Orioles. What I'm trying to say here is Aaron Boone should 100% be on the hot seat now. Enough is enough, ladies and gentlemen. Brian Cashman went out there and supplemented his team with many new chess pieces. We're told that this guy is not a puppet. There is no such thing that the front office is making lineups. Baloney. We know this to be true. But anyway, I'm going to come out there and I'll play along, right? Aaron Boone gets very offended when you say he's a puppet. Okay, I'm going to play along. Aaron Boone's not a puppet. Well, then Aaron Boone got to manage. And guess what we've seen the last couple of days? Horrible management, horrible coaching staff, horrible leadership on this club. Jazz Chisholm, there's turf out there. I can make it into second base if it falls. Baloney. Aaron Boone keeps him in the game. It's not a problem. Let him keep playing. Jason Dominguez, who I believe had the most hits out of any player during the series, gets pinch hit for by Austin Slater. Austin Slater, ladies and gentlemen, has been on 5 teams in a year. The Yankees' top prospect, who, by the way, again, has been smacking left-handed pitching over his last 40-plus ABs, gets pulled from the ball game because we got to get Austin Slater in there. This is the guy who's managing the Yankees. And let me tell you this, he should be on the hot seat. If it's not now, then when is it? The Yankees missed the postseason in 2023. They went to the World Series with Juan Soto on that team in 2024. He bolted. 2025, the Yankees, everybody could see the scenario. But the Yankees don't even make the postseason. You mean to tell me you got the nerve, Yankee leadership I'm talking about, to sell us on this guy coming back, to sell us that Brian Cashman should still be here? And again, look, I just tip my cap to Brian Cashman. I think he had a very good deadline. But at some point, when is enough enough? When do you sit there and go, this is not it? And again, unfortunately, Hal Steinbrenner is the owner of this club. And yes, Hal has put money into this team. But Hal has not taken a serious interest into this team winning a championship. I don't care what anybody says. The Yankees could have their worst struggles of the season. He is nowhere to be found. Matter of fact, I don't even remember a quote from him so far this season. If there was a quote, it wasn't impactful enough for me to even remember it. I remember Brian Cashman finally speaking some truth out there and saying, hey, look, Volpe has struggled. He hasn't been the guy that we wanted him to be yet. Thank you. Nobody's saying they want to beat up on guys like Volpe or anybody struggling on this team. But you can't continue just to come out and bullshit people like we're all stupid and we don't see what we're watching and we're all ignorant or we all just have a lack of baseball knowledge. That is not the case. The fact of the matter is the Yankees need to get back to understanding they are the New York Yankees. And even if they haven't won a chip, they should be holding themselves to a different standard of excellence. That is what the Yankees always were when I was growing up with the Yankees. It was a standard of excellence. It was a business-like approach. It was, we're going to work today, and we're going to work today to be better than everybody else. I feel the Yankees have lost that. I think a lot of people also agree with this. I feel a lot of people understand that the Yankees, Hal Steinbrenner with his just get in approach, is not a winning approach, folks. Hey, I'm shooting for the hottest chick. If I leave with the third hottest, I left with something. Okay, cute. That's fine. Never been the way of the New York Yankees. That is not who we are. So I ask you all, after hearing all this, you guys know how much I've talked about this for years now. Now many others are, apparently on board. Wow, shocking, right? But is manager Aaron Boone on the hot seat? Now, if the Yankees get in, do you think that hot seat is done and he's safe? If the Yankees get out in a wild card, a ALDS, what do you think it takes that Boone is coming back? Or are you like me in many senses where I believe, I don't know if there's anything that would happen that Aaron Boone will be fired. And, I hope right now the Yankees turn this around and they start playing really good baseball and we have nothing here to worry about. But I do got to ask the question, because the fan base deserves to have this conversation. Is Aaron Boone on the hot seat? Let me know in the comments below, ladies and gentlemen. And let's talk about it. Let's have a discussion. Do you believe Aaron Boone is on the hot seat? And what is it going to take for him to be fired? Do the Yankees miss the postseason? What is it to make that happen? We'll find out. Let me know in the comments below. Peace out, guys. Talk to you later.
We got it next. That's how you finesse. We come for they next. We come to collect. Did it all on my own, yeah. When it brought it back home, yeah. Now they calling my phone, yeah. But I'm all in my zone. They not a threat. Tell them reset. When they at they best. We still not impressed. Did it all on my own, yeah. When it brought it back home, yeah. Bought a watch with the stones, yeah. Caught them watching my throne, yeah. Ain't no one doing the shit that we doing. Ain't nobody moving the way that we moving. Hop out the Sprinter and shoot.